So we are now online. We're just going to give it a couple seconds for people to join.
Wonderful.
Perfect. So as soon as we have our attendees in, I will start the broadcast on YouTube. Okay, so I'll start the broadcast now. Hi, everyone. So now we're live on YouTube for this special presentation this afternoon with Adfast. So this one is streamed on YouTube, as I just said, because this is a supplier showcase and we want to make sure as many people as possible can see it. So with that being said, I'll just give the microphone to Dan Garnett, who's sales director with Quanix. So up to you, Mark.
With Adfast,
Dan, sorry.
Yep. Welcome everybody. Thanks very much for joining this showcase. If you're able to join us live, that's fantastic. If you're joining us a little bit after the fact, we're happy to have you taking a look at our showcase as well. Again, as was mentioned, my name is Dan Garnett. I am a sales director for Adfast, and I'll be presenting some information today for you around the insulating building envelope and how we're going to accomplish some of these applications with low expansion foam. So we'll go ahead and get going with our presentation. And so one of the very first questions that the installers are going to often use is which foam is the appropriate foam to use for an application that might be below a freezing point. Well, for Adfast, we actually have, we call it Adfoam Polar for this exact application, which can be applied as low as -25 degrees Celsius. So this is a fantastic product, a fantastic solution for low temperature climate conditions in which we still need to go ahead and complete the work. So keep an eye out for that Adfoam Polar that will allow for installation as low as -25 degrees Celsius, so much further below freezing point. And then, another question here that you might have in mind is which foam to choose when insulating openings on larger buildings. Okay, so we have large buildings. We're not in a cold environment. You want to use the Adfoam Flex. This is due to larger, when we have larger movement requirements, the Adfoam Flex actually offers elongation of 36 to 38% to actually help with the movement of that particular joint. And it can also be applied in those situations that are above freezing. So we've got a video that we'll play here. And we're streaming here, so it might come across as a little bit choppy, but it's about 30 seconds in length. And it really highlights this movement capability and the flexibility of this particular foam. So take a look at our video here. Quite flexible, as you can see. Great flexibility, adapting to the movements of the joint. It's not going to break. So, and at the end here, we've got a picture here of some of the foams that we have through Adfast. So if you have any additional questions on some of the specific foams that we have, as we have a few more, we'll be happy to work with you on that. Or you can visit us online, adfastcorp.com. And we've got a free chat box there, etc. So we'll be happy to work with you on the choosing the correct foam for your application. But now we'll dive a little bit deeper into understanding the application and some of the important aspects that go into installation, whether it's preparation beforehand, during installation, what's important, and then also post-installation. So we'll begin with surface preparation. And as this is actually a moisture cure technology, it's drawing humidity in from the air. We want to make sure that if there is ambient humidity is dropping below that 30% point, we do recommend that you go ahead and take a spray bottle and actually moisten the surface prior to installation. This will help provide that added moisture so that it can cure properly. And so one of the other questions here, does the can need to be shaken before application and actually before each application? Yes, it is important to go ahead and shake that. If it's just been pulled out of the case and we're getting ready to use it for the first time, it's important that we shake that product up to ensure good molecular structure of the foam. We want to make sure and shake it for about 30 seconds is what we recommend from us to you, manufacturer to consumer or installer. And then, here's the thing. This is one of the most critical pieces of this. Of course, spraying and making sure the moisture is important. Shaking to get the molecular structure correct is important. But one of the things we find often from the market is that the voids are actually not being filled properly. It's important to actually fill the cavity 50 to 60%. But in order to do so, we need to make sure that we're applying 1 inch per application. A 1 inch layer per application. And so if you have a 6 inch joint, for example, we're going to want to have a minimum, or 6 inch cavity rather, we're going to want to have a minimum of 3 inches of coverage. And so what we'll need to do is to apply the first layer for 1 inch, come back to it about 10 minutes or so later, be able to apply another 1 inch layer, and then another 10 minutes for cure, and then the final 1/3 inch to make sure that we're getting that 50% coverage in the cavity. Otherwise, if we put it all in at once, it will not, the center won't actually be able to cure because it's not going to be able to draw in enough moisture because the exterior is actually going to cure fast enough and the interior won't get to the desired state. And moving along here, how long do I have to wait for a second application? And as I suggested, I referenced 10 minutes. It actually may not even take that long. Waiting 4 to 10 minutes between each application is going to be great. If you are in a situation where you're getting close to that 30% ambient humidity, it might take a little bit longer. So it might be closer to the 10 minutes. But if you're in a situation where you have a lot of humidity and you're actually doing that installation process correctly, where you're adding it layered, then it could be as quick as 4 minutes being able to reapply. And then how should foam be installed at the top of a window? And we've got, of course we could use a ladder and get up, right? But why would we want to do that? It's not as safe. And not as fast. What we want to be able to do is use some of the accessories that Adfast offers. We have an extension nozzle that can actually be bent. So you can see a great picture there where the installer can just really rock and roll and zip through these applications without having to move a ladder around, without having to worry about other job site conditions, and then also being able to quickly dispense this product for the top bead. So this is a little bit of a technicality here. We do recommend depending on the thickness of the cavity, we're going to recommend anywhere between 20 to 45 minutes, and also depending on the type of product that we're using. Is it flex? Is it polar, etc. But it's strongly recommended to actually cut the foam on the inside of that particular cavity, and then what's that's going to do is it's going to help keep the skin intact on the outside, and that's going to help maintain the water tightness of the application. So we're doing the interior of the cavity, not the exterior, and that's going to help maintain water tightness. Okay, this is, we have a great caption here, good versus bad, but I'm pretty sure that the pictures speak for themselves. We have Adfoam Flex depicted here on the left-hand side, and looks to be really nicely done. On the right-hand side, rather, this is a project that didn't quite go as planned. Might have had somebody who was a novice installing it, or just let the foam get away from them. So this is clearly not an ideal situation. Okay, and so one of the important pieces of this is actually so we've discussed surface prep. We've discussed the importance of and the procedures for doing multiple layers. We've discussed environment, temperature, and we've discussed relative humidity, et cetera. And then also cutting on the interior of the cavity versus the exterior. But now once the application's been done, it's important to remember if you want your tools, your guns, et cetera, to last quite a long time, it's important to have proper maintenance. It's going to keep your applicator in good condition, and it's going to allow for you to come back to it time and time again to reuse that same gun. Otherwise, the foam itself will actually start to cure inside the tool, and it will no longer be a viable option for you. So a cleaner is a nice, inexpensive option to keep that tool working well for you. Just running it through to clear and it's very quick. Just a quick few pumps of it, you're going to clear through the foam that might be in the line, and then you can just leave the can on until the next application. Here's a closer look at some of the accessories that we have. This is a very popular dispensing tool, gun, if you will, for our foam products. You have the ability to actually put the extension on. It just screws right onto the end. We have some customers who will even shave this down to a desired length. They may want it at 2 inches or 3 inches, et cetera. So and this is used across the board. We have it in residential construction, for commercial construction, and we even have people using these foams and these accessories in industrial, OEM, production manufacturing situations at a high volume. And so using that cleaner and taking care of the tool will help you have it for quite some time. So once again, this is Adfast, and we are a manufacturer of sealants, adhesives, and foams, as we just discussed. We are a North American manufacturer, proud Canadian company based out of Montreal, but we have stocking locations all across North America and growing. Over 150 employees, been around for just shy of 40 years, and we're growing. We're on what we internally refer to as a Amazonian adventure and journey here. So we are getting closer and closer to the end user by doing webinars and having conversations with customers directly from the manufacturer. And that's our business model. And that's how we're going to market. It's not through third-party authorized distributors and resellers. We're providing technical consultative services to architects, engineers, GCs, CMs, all the way through the trades and into the industrial marketplace. We want to be there for you and partner with you and provide that technical consultation. So we are proud to be growing, and thanks so much for taking a look at the presentation. I'll, I guess, kick it back over to you and see if there are any questions at this time.
We don't have any questions for now, but as we mentioned, you guys are going to be in the marketplace for the whole year. And I know that a lot of people go and watch these webinars after the fact. So
Sure.
So we know the marketplace is one place, but where can they reach out if they have questions?
Sure, thank you. So again, my name is Dan Garnett. I'm a sales director for Adfast, and we have several technical sales representatives across our organization in both the US and in Canada. So we're happy to work with you. You can reach out. So online is a great place, adfastcorp.com. So you can catch us there, and we've got the chat box, et cetera. You can also send questions to the email address is adfasttechnical. So it's ADFAST technical at adfastcorp.com. So we'd be happy to address any technical related questions you may have for a current or upcoming project there. So we have full customer service team, full sales support team, full outside technical sales and consultation support. So if you have something that's coming up and you'd like for somebody to actually take a look at one of your projects to make sure you're using the right product, or make sure your installers are installing the product correctly, we are more than happy to work with you on that. Glad to do so. So those are a couple different ways you can reach out to us. And again, at the bottom of the screen here is some of our other different sub brands. You know, it's here at Adfast, everything's Ad and then another portion. So Ad Clean is something that we're actually bringing to the market. We chose to go back in March. We completely changed over one of our production lines to actually start manufacturing and producing hand sanitizer, spray, and gel to help society get through, to help combat some of this mess that COVID-19 has created. So we have those products in Ad Shield for construction, hard hats, etc. that are available. Ad Seal is our sealant line. We have over 300 different colors that are available. So if we're sealing the exterior of these applications, if our viewers are involved in that application as well, please keep us in mind for your sealant needs as well. In addition to a multitude of construction adhesives, etc. So that's a little bit more about us. We'd love for you to come check us out. And thanks again to those who have participated live today. And for those who are catching us a little bit later, please reach out. We'd love to hear from you.
Yeah, if there's anything, they can also reach out to Fenestration Canada, and we'll redirect them to your salespeople and yourself. So thanks again for that. I mean, it was the second time this week, and I hope we'll get to do other webinars like that in the future.
Yeah, good to see you again. Thanks for setting everything up. Take care, everyone. Stay well.
Okay, you too. Bye-bye.